When I am writing exponential function rules from graphs, I need to find the start value A and the growth factor B from the points that I'm given on my graph. The start value is the y-coordinate when x is 0. And I find that start value from my y-intercept. So I'm going to look at my y-intercept. My y-intercept is my point on my graph when x is 0. And so when x is 0, y is 1, 2, 3 in this case. So that y-coordinate of my y-intercept gives me the start value, the value of y when x is 0. For the growth factor, I need to figure out what that repeated multiple is that I'm multiplying y by to get my next value of y. A really great strategy is to make a mini table. So go ahead and translate the information given in the graph to a table. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that easiest point that I'm given. I'm given 0, 3, the y-intercept. And then I'm given another point. When x is 1, y is 4, 5, 6, 6. And then I have this other point. It's not necessary, but I'll go ahead and write that down too. So when x is 2, y is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I'm going to go ahead and figure out what my growth factor is. So I can actually just see from this table, what do I multiply 3 by to get 6? 2. What do I multiply 6 by to get 12? 2. So that tells me my factor, my growth factor, my repeated multiple is 2. If I couldn't just eyeball that, or if I were facing a compound growth situation, then I would need to use division to work backwards to find that multiple. So 6 divided by 3, 12 divided by 6. I can now write my function rule. F of x equals a times b to the x. I can, of course, also write this using my parentheses notation to indicate multiplication. So in any case, my start value is 3, which I found from my y-intercept. And then I used my points to make a mini table and use that table to find my growth factor. All right, let's look at this one. Start value is found from my y-intercept. When x is 0, y is 2. So the y-coordinate gives me my start value. My start value is 2. This graph only gives me 2 points, so it's a really small mini table. When x is 0, y is 2. When x is 1, y is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, I'm able to just go ahead and look at this mini table and identify my growth factor. 2 times what is 8? 2 times 4 is 8. If you weren't able to just identify that by looking at the table, or if you had harder numbers, you find that by taking one value of y and dividing it by the previous value. That tells me my growth factor is 4. All right, my function rule, f of x equals a times b to the x, where I can indicate that multiplication with a dot, or I can use my parentheses.